Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. The blue-eyes structure deck is almost out, and I'm going to be going over some combos and the deck profile, so we're going to get started here with the first combo. Alright, hey guys, remember CCG back in the video. With this, remember you guys some blue-eyes combos, and this is post the blue-eyes structure deck. If you guys don't know, there's a structure deck that's coming out literally in a few days, and I wanted to go over 5 combos that I think you need to know for this deck. So here we're going to activate the Maiden of White, use the effect here in order to get True Light. Then we can use True Light's effect in order to get our Prayers with Eyes of Blue. Then we can activate Prayers with Eyes of Blue here, discard the whatever card you have, and here we can get Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon and Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Normal summon the Sage with the Eyes of Blue and get ourselves the Master with Eyes of Blue. Now we can go into the new Link 1 Blue-Eyes monster here that is going to be able to use its effect in order to search out the field spell. Then we can get the Mausoleum, activate its effect here in order to target our Spirit with Eyes of Blue and pitch ourselves a Blue-Eyes White Dragon. So now we're going to get ourselves Blue-Eyes White Dragon and by tributing our Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Then because this Blue-Eyes White Dragon was summoned, we can use Maiden of White's effect to get it onto the board. And now we can use Prayer with Eyes of Blue's effect in order to equip our Blue-Eyes White Dragon with Neo Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And this is only relevant because during either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets a Blue-Eyes monster or monsters you control, you can banish this card from your graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So now we're going to normal summon our Master with Eyes of Blue. Synchro summon into the Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon. Then use Sage with the Eyes of Blue's effect to target the the Maiden of White. And then because the Maiden of White was targeted here, we're going to get ourselves a Blue-Eyes Jet Dragon and go into another Spirit Dragon. Now we can go into a Blue-Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon, which is the new Blue-Eyes boss monster, and get ourselves the Crimson Dragon. Now we can activate Crimson Dragon's effect in order to get Synchro Rumble. So this, you can consider whether or not you want to run it. It's nice as a little extender. Thing is that it can be bricky at times if you aren't able to fully extend to this play, but it does have some utility just because it's able to target a tuner and bring it back out. So it's definitely not a dead card. Now we can use Crimson Dragon's effect in order to get ourselves a different level 12 dragon monster, and here we're going to get ourselves the Stardust Stiffer Divine Dragon. And now we can use Synchro Rumble's effect in order to get ourselves a Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Use the effect of Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon to get ourselves Blue-Eyes White Dragon. And now we can go into the Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon. Use the effect here in order to get ourselves another copy of the Crimson Dragon. It's the same copy, but we just put it back into the deck. And these cards are going to be destroyed because of Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon's effect. During either player's turn, you contribute this Synchro Summon card and special summon 1 Light Dragon type Synchro monster for your extra deck in defense position. But destroy it during the end phase. And then I think about Stardust Stiffer Divine Dragon here, that the first time each card you control will be destroyed each turn by battle or card effect, it is not destroyed, so you get to keep your board for your opponent here. Now we can use the Crimson Dragon's effect in order to get ourselves our Cosmic Blazer Dragon. And so here we end up with a pretty powerful board. Blue-Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon is able to negate a card that is face up on the board, and if it dies, you're able to special summon a Light Dragon monster from your graveyard, so a lot of potential options there. Then we have Stardust Stiffer Divine Dragon here that is give you some protection, built-in protection, and then once returned during either player's turn, when an opponent activates a monster effect, you can negate that effect, and if you do, destroy 1 card in the field. And then we have our Cosmic Blazer Dragon, which if you don't know, is pretty powerful as it's able to negate pretty much everything in the game. But that's it for the first combo. I think it's a pretty powerful combo that just kind of shows you what Blue-Eyes is able to do, and just how much you're able to extend if you really want to go for it. So now I'm going to show you guys the second combo. Alright guys, so the second combo that I have for you is using the Kaiser Seahorse and a card to discard. So this card isn't really that relevant, but I kind of wanted to just show you guys because you can use Kaiser Seahorse to go into your Link monster. Then use Kaiser Seahorse's effect and the Blue-Eyes Ultimate Dragon, or Blue-Eyes Spirit Dragon here, in order to get your Mausoleum. And we can use the Mausoleum's effect, target it here, the Link monster just like we did previously, get ourselves our Blue-Eyes White Dragon, and then go into the Spirit of White. Get ourselves our True Light, activate its effect in order to get ourselves our Prayers with Eyes Blue. And here the White Stone of Ancients, just as another level 1 tuner monster. Again, these aren't cards they're not super prevalent at the moment, but if you can consider this combo line and just change it up a little bit if you need to. Our Blue-Eyes Abyss Dragon. So this is to get ourselves our Chaos form. And get our Blue-Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. So you might be asking, what's the point of doing all this? And this is just kind of to show a different line. As you can use our Spirit Dragon here in order to go into the Blue-Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. And use Ultimate Fusion in order to fusion summon into our Dragon Master Mahia. So Dragon Master Mahia is a pretty powerful card, but it just isn't accessible for many people. But it is able to negate one card of each type, which is pretty strong, and it becomes more accessible. I wanted to show you guys this combo. But let's go to the third combo that I have for you guys. Alright guys, so for the third combo, I'm going to be using the Primite Engine, which is just a small package, so it's very much still Blue Eyes. It's like 5 or 6 cards here that we're running in the deck, but it just helps make Blue Eyes a little bit more consistent, as you're able to pitch cards to the graveyard, pitch normal monsters, get them out. Usually the target for that is going to be Blue Eyes White Dragon. So here we're going to do a 1-card combo using our Primite Dragon. So we're going to activate the effect of Primite Dragon in order to get ourselves our Primate Lordly Load. Activate its effect here in order to search ourselves another Primite spell here. Then we can go into our Spirit with Eyes of Blue, use the effect in order to get the Mausoleum. Now we can use the other effect of our load here in order to get ourselves our Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then we can go into our Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. And then we end it here with our Primite Drill Beam. So you might be asking, what is this going to accomplish? So just letting you guys know again that this is a 1-card combo. We have the Heretic Seal here that is able to, once per turn, quick effect, tribute 1 monster from your hand or field, return 1 face-up card in the field to the hand. So this is great because you can tribute itself. And if you do, if this card is tributed, you can special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck, make its attack and defense 0. So the target for that is usually going to be our Blue Eyes White Dragon, and because of that, we're going to be able to use our Primite Drill Beam. If you control a normal monster or a level 5 or high Primite monster, except a token, you can activate this effect without revealing a card, then target 1 face-up card in the field, negate its effects, and if you do, banish it. So you have a negate banish card on this quick play spell, and a way to target a face-up card on the board and bounce it back to the hand. But yeah, it's a simple 1-card combo. We're going to extend on this a little bit, so we're going to go to the 4th combo. Okay guys, so the 4th combo that I have for you is a 2-card combo using our Primite Dragon and using Prayers with Eyes of Blue. So we're going to normal summon our Primite Dragon, use the effect to get ourselves the load just like we did before, activate load's effect in order to get ourselves our Drill Beam. Now we can activate the Prayers with Eyes of Blue to pitch our Drill Beam. And the nice thing about Drill Beam here is that if you control a Primite monster, you can set this card from your graveyard. So that basically saves you on a card, as you're able to use Prayers with Eyes of Blue, pitch the Drill Beam, and then get the Drill Beam back anyways. So that's exactly what we're going to do and get ourselves the Drill Beam. Then we're going to get into our Spirit with Eyes of Blue, activate its effect here in order to add a card. Obviously it's going to be the Mausoleum. Now we're going to activate the effect of Sage with Eyes Blue, get ourselves our Maiden of White, get ourselves our True Light, and use the Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon to get ourselves another Blue Eyes White Dragon. And now we can go into our Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, activate the effect of Spirit with Eyes of Blue in order to get Blue Eyes White Dragon. And because there was a Blue Eyes White Dragon that was summoned on the board, Maiden of White will want to bring itself out. Activate Mausoleum of White. So the nice thing about this card is that it's able to target something. So we're going to target our Maiden of White, and that'll trigger its effect to get ourselves our Sage with the Eyes of Blue. Now we can pitch a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then go into our Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Get ourselves another copy of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then extend here to our 3rd Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. So it's pretty insane what you're able to set up. And now we're going to be triggering all these effects. So we're going to be doing that exactly in order to get ourselves our Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. Is an onboard field negate. Then we're going to activate the effect of Crimson Dragon. And here we can target our Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon in order to get another level 12 monster. And here Cosmic Blazar, just like I covered before, a powerful monster. And again, this is a 2-card combo. Of course, we have another copy of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, where you can go into whatever light dragon monster you might want to go into. And we have our Primite Drill Beam here, where we can target a face-up card in the field, negate its effects, and if we do, banish it. And then from there, you can target something negate. The Cosmic Blazar, which is the ultimate negate, the on-field negate, and of course we have our True Light here that's going to make it difficult for your opponent to target any of your Blue Eyes White Dragons, and just a pretty powerful end board. But now let's go to the final combo that I have for you guys. Alright guys, so the final combo that I have for you is another 1-card combo using Primite Dragon. So here we're going to be using a brick, but it's pretty powerful the way you're able to utilize it. So we're going to go into get ourselves the load, activate the load here. So you've seen this combo before. We're just going to deviate the path a little bit here. So here we're going to target our Flame Veil Guard. So the nice thing about this card, you might be wondering, why is this normal monster being run in the deck? Well, it's a level 1 normal monster that is a dragon tuner. So it has a lot of flexibility with the Primate options, but also for synchro summoning. So that's exactly why we're running it for this combo. And again, you don't have to choose to run it. You're going to see in the deck profile that I don't run it as a main card, but I just wanted to show you guys this combo because I thought it was pretty insane. So we're going to go into our Crimson Dragon, search out the Synchro Rumble, then we can target the Flame Veil Guard once again. Now we can bring out Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck, go into this Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. And then during the end phase, the Crimson Dragon will want to be destroyed, but because of Synchro Rumble, we could protect it. Activate the effect of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon in order to get our Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon. Then you can use the Crimson Dragon to target the Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon because it's a level 12 monster. We can go to the start of Cypher Divine Dragon, which is then able to grant these protections so you can establish this board and maintain it. And this is just from a 1-card combo. Which I thought was pretty insane. We're going to get started here with 2 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. So even though we're able to utilize it, we're able to bring this card out from the grave. And so we just want to run the 2 copies. It can still be a little bricky. So we just want to have 2 of these here. We have 3 copies of Primate Dragon Ether Burrow. If you guys have seen the combos, you've seen how insane this card is and just how much it's able to utilize the Primate engine in order to assist the Blue Eyes. And then we have 1 copy of Master with Eyes of Blue. There's a few combos that kind of require this card, and even though it can be bricky at times, it's nice because you can use the discard effect of your other Blue Eyes monsters, and then from there use Master with Eyes of Blue to get that card back if you need to normal summon it. And the nice thing about Mausoleum is that you're able to get another normal summon out of it. So that's some utility just off of that. Sage with Eyes of Blue is still pretty powerful, as when this card is normal summon, you can add 1 level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand. And then not only that, but you can discard this card and target 1 effect monster you control and send it to the graveyard, and if you do, you can special summon a Blue Eyes monster from the deck. And we have 3 copies of Maiden White, which is just a powerhouse in this deck, as you can send this card from your hand or field to the grave in order to place 1 True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard in the face of spell and trap zone. So it's just a very powerful card. True Light here has a lot of utility, getting our Blue Eyes spells or traps, or special summoning a Blue Eyes from the grave if we need to. If you special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in your graveyard, you can get it out, which obviously the obvious utility for this, level 1 tuner, you can go straight into your level 9 Spirit Dragon. And then when a card effect is activated, targets this card in the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack, you can special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon or 1 level 1 light tuner from your graveyard and special summon it out. And for the hand traps here, we have 3 copies of Nibiru. This is just the perfect time to be running Nibiru, 3 copies of Ash Blossom, and 3 copies of Effect Veiler. The nice thing about this is that this is a light level 1 monster, so sometimes you can get some utility out of that, but most of the time we're going to be worrying about our own Blue Eyes monsters here. Then we have 1 copy of Saga of the Blue-Eyed Dragon. It's able to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment defense position. You can use the second effect as the fusion effect, which usually you're not going to be utilizing, but it's there. Then we have 3 copies of Spirit Prayers with Eyes of Blue. This card just adds a lot of consistency to the deck, as you're able to discard a card and add 1 level 1 light tuner and 1 spell trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. And then you can also use this card to banish it and target a Blue Eyes White Dragon you control and equip it with the Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck and it gives it 400 attack. So the nice thing about that is that usually we're going to be attaching our Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. From there, after we get rid of that monster, Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon will then be in the grave, where we can banish it from the graveyard to negate the activation of an effect that would target one of our Blue Eyes monsters. And also it makes it possible to get out Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon because it is going to be equipped with a fusion monster, so you can just summon this out without needing to fusion summon. 1 copy of Pot of Prosperity just to increase consistency. 1 copy of Synchro Rumble, which can make the deck a little bricky, but it's able to bring out a tuner monster. Called by the Grave because hand traps suck, especially for this deck. Primate Drill Beam here, it's going to give you another form of utility for the deck. You're able to search this out, and it's a target face-up card in the field and negate it effect. Then we have 3 copies of the Lordly Load. When this card is activated, you can add 1 Primate card from your deck to your hand. The usual target for this will be your Primate Drill Beam, and you're also able to special summon out your Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then we have 1 copy of Mausoleum of White, which is the new field spell. You can normal summon 1 level 1 light tuner in addition to your normal summon, so it gives you an additional normal summon, which is very powerful. You can target a face-up card in the field, and usually you're going to be targeting your Maiden of White, which will trigger its effect. And yeah, just a powerful field spell that we just need 1 copy of because it is searchable. Then we have 3 copies of Imperm as another hand trap, 1 copy of Majesty with Dragons of White, You can show up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon monsters from your hand, field, and or graveyard, and destroy that many cards your opponent controls. And you can banish this card from your graveyard and ritual summon a ritual monster. So usually we're not going to be utilizing that part. But in the future, if Magia becomes cheaper and people want to run that, I think we're going to see more use out of that. Then for another hand trap here, we have 2 copies of Dominus Purge. Still pretty powerful, as when a card or effect is activated that includes an effect that adds a card from the deck to the hand, you can negate that effect. And if you have a trap in your graveyard, which we have a good amount, you're going to be able to pop it as well. And 1 copy of True Light, as you're going to be utilizing Maiden of White to get this card out. And of course, you can use this to search out a Blue Eyes White Dragon spell or trap, or to special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Before I continue the video, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have a Patreon where you can help support the channel while also influencing the content I create. The link will be in the description, so make sure to check it out. And for the extra deck here, we have Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which again, we're not going to be getting this out because this requires 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, and of course, we only run the 2, equipping it, and then from there, it's going to be pitched, and then it can give you some Blue Eyes protection. And then we run 2 copies of Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. Again, we're going to be able to special summon this out after we equip our Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And this card is nice in case we need it. It's unaffected by trap card or effects. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls, and it's at 34, so it can give you a good amount of damage on your opponent. And if this card battled, you can target 1 trap in your graveyard and set it to your spell and trap zone. But if you need to, you can get some utility out of this by getting your Imperm back, your Majesty with Dragons of White, your Dominus Purge, or your True Light. Then we have our Crimson Dragon, which is going to be utilizing in order to get the Cosmic Blazar, the start of Cypher Dragon, which is just an Omni-Negate, or yeah, this is like the definition of an Omni-Negate. And then the start of Cypher Divine Dragon, that's going to give us some protections and a monster negate. And then we have our Blue Eyes Spirit Ultimate Dragon, which is the new boss monster of the deck. Your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard, which I think some people kind of forget about that effect, as it's pretty strong. But not only that, but when a card or effect is activated on the field, you can negate it. And if you do, this card gains 1,000 attack, and you can, after it dies, you're able to special summon a Light Dragon monster from your grave. And of course, we're going to be using Crimson Dragon in order to make this happen. And then we have 1 copy of Lightstorm Dragon. If we have to destroy some spells and traps, this card is great, and it was clearly made for Blue Eyes. 1 copy of Azure Silver Dragon. This card is a little oldie but goldie here, as if this card is special summoned, you get until the end of the next turn. Neither player can target dragon monsters you control with card effects, and they cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is relevant for Spirit Dragon's last effect. And then once returned during your standby phase, you can target 1 normal monster in your graveyard and special summon it out, which is great because if you want to use Azure's Eye Silver Dragon and you need a target for your Primite Drill Beam because you want to control a normal monster, then this could be great. Little combo here. 2 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, which is what's going to allow you to go into these. Pretty powerful as the true Blue Eyes monster here. And then we have 2 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, as once returned during either player's turn, when effect of a card in the graveyard is activated, you can negate the activation, which is an underutilized part of this effect. Of course, it also screws over Pendulum decks, and then during either player's turn, you contribute this Synchro Summon card and special summon 1 Light Dragon type Synchro monster from your extra deck in defense position. Of course, we have a good amount of targets using the Crimson Dragon as well. Then we have 1 copy of Indigo Eye Silver Dragon, which I'm seeing a lot of people aren't running, but I think it's a pretty cool one if you want an Exceed monster here, as they cannot attack directly unless it has a normal monster as material. If this card is Exceed summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. So if you're able to go into this and your opponent has a stacked board, going into this and negating their effects is pretty satisfying. And you can attach 1 material from this card, then target 1 normal monster in your graveyard or banishment and special summon it. And if you do, it gains 1,000 attack, so you can use this as an extender. 1 copy of Heretic Seals, bounce something on the board. 2 copies of Spirit with Eyes of Blue. It's just amazing as it's able to search out the field spell and tribute it in order to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your hand or grave. And of course, it's a link 1. And now for the side deck are cards for you to consider. 1 card here is the Flame Veil Guard, which is level 1 Dragon normal tuner monster. And if you've seen the combo, you can see why this card is powerful, but it's also a brick, so you can consider that. 2 copies, or 1 of each of the Bystials here. They're Bystials, and you have a bunch of light monsters, so obviously there's that, and they're dragons, so definitely if you have space for it, I would run it. And then 1 copy of Dragon Master Magia if it ever goes down in price. We can start looking into it, potentially running rituals, but you can see right now the deck is functioning pretty well without it, so we might just skip on that. And then the Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon and Ultimate Fusion, in case you want to go that route and lean in more on the fusion side of Blue Eyes. But if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.